Hey, welcome back again to the Hudi tutorial series. This is the continuation of our previous query types that we are discussing on the Hudi. So Hudi have a different query types, and we in the previous video we have looked at the snapshot queries and incremental queries. In this video, we are going to look at the two other different types of query types in Hudi, and one of them is an incremental CDC queries and the time travel queries. So just to recap, what is an incremental queries is incremental queries allow us to look at the uh, table status between the two timestamps. What is my table status between the two timestamps? Then you can pass those two timestamps and find out the table state. So the incremental CDC is an another variation of the same incremental queries, but the incremental CDC allow us to see the table data from the given commit or compaction time as opposed to the latest state of the data. It will give the data output in a different way. What is the data? What is the table status before that and after that? So if you see in this example, I am adding a I'm doing a three operations, three actions. So in the first, when I'm in the first time when I created a table, I am inserting the two rows. And then in the second action, I am updating a row and I'm deleting another row. And in the third actions, I am adding another row to the table. So if we count the number of operations is in the first we I have done the two insert. In the second I have done the one update, one delete, and the third I have inserted one insert. That means we done the total five operations. Using the incremental queries, when you run it, it will show you the data in a way that what is the data before before that action and after that action, after that action of that particular timestamp. So if you see that initially I have inserted the two rows, that's why it's showing the two rows got inserted, and then in the second operation, then updates happen, right? It was the before this was the name was an employee, employee name was a Naresh 1.1, but now it's going to be a Naresh 1.1. And then here we have we deleted the table, one row from the table, so it was saying that this is the record earlier and now it's a null value. And another one is like the insert, it's like the the way we inserted in earlier, so it's before the record is a null, but now this record is a inserted into the table. So having said that, let's get quickly see changes required in our Spark job, configurations required in our Spark job to see those, run those queries and see them in action. So for this one, I have created a package called the CDC. You already have this code base from the GitHub link. So I'm going to run this one and see. So here, this is a standard Spark job where I'm inserting the where I'm creating a Hudi table with the table structure, and I'm inserting the five different rows into the table. And when we are creating the table, we need to tell the Hudi that this is the CDC enabled table. Using this Hudi.table.cdc enabled is equal to true, and the CDC and CDC works on only the table types of copy and write table as of video this recording. So this may change in the future. Okay, so let's go and create our Spark, run our Spark job to insert some rows into the Hudi table. So it's inserting some rows. So it's now inserted some rows into the table, and then so it's done. Then we are going to do some in the second Spark job. We are trying to update the rider D Okay, before that, sorry. Here I'm reading the table as a Hudi table, and I'm updating the rider D fare multiplied by 10. This is an update operation, and then I'm storing that, writing those results back to the table. The same Hudi table option, enabling the, we need to tell, while writing also you need to tell the Hudi table CDC enable on the table. And then the second action is I am deleting the row that contains the rider F value. So in a way, so I'm doing the one update and one delete to the table. And let's get run this one. So while it is running, let's do another operation on the same table, saying that I am do the other operation is, here I am running, I have another Spark code that is simply inserting another row into the uh, same table. So let's run this one too. So yeah, this is all done. So we completed, initially we write the table for the first time, and then we done an updates and deletes on the tables, and then we did another insert on the tables using the 3 Spark jobs. Okay, now let's go and read the table data as a CDC query type. So to find the CDC query type, you need to specify few properties, like you need to tell uh, the Spark to start reading from this particular instant time, beginning this instant time. So 0 means when the first time the table got created. If you wanted, you can pass any timestamp of that is which falls in the lifetime of the table. So and then the query type is incremental. This is like the same incremental query type. And another new property we need to add is, like, we need to tell that read it as a CDC table, CDC change data caption. And then we are passing the table path, and then I'm creating a view, and I'm just querying the table data using the timestamp. Okay, let's run this one and see what it will do. So we should have the total 8, because we have 5 insert here, and one update, one delete, the 7 actions, and then one insert, 8 actions. So let's review. Yeah, we got the results. Let's review this, the output. So if you see this one, in the initially we have inserted the 5 rows. That is why it's showing the 5 insert operations. And if I scroll to the right, I have the 5 inserts happening. These are the 5 inserts happening to the table. Okay. So and then we have done an update on the fare for the rider D. So if you see that the previous value is 33.9, before it's a 33.9, but after that it went to the fare got changed to the, where is that? After that the fare got changed to the 339. So the before and after record. Then we deleted the record, right? So the deleted record, like before deleting the record is this one, and after deleting the record, the record become a null, row become a null. And then again we inserted the new row into the table. So before that it's a null value, and after the insert happens, the value got inserted into this table. So this way we can find the changes happen to the table over a time from the given compaction or commit time, so that we can find all those changes. These change data capture enable us to which will open a lot of use cases. If you wanted to debug the some accidental changes happen to your table, you can take this information and debug for your auditing purpose. That is about the incremental CDC query types. And then we will go to the next query type that in our CDC query included query types is the time travel query. So the time travel queries is like a query which will allow us to find the table status of a particular timestamp. So in the what is the status of the table a few days back or few hours back? That is what we can find using the time travel query types. So to give an example, here I have I'm inserting a two rows into the table at the timestamp and the timestamp as a T1. And then in the next action, I am deleting the two rows. Sorry, I'm deleting a one row and I'm adding a updating in another one row in the table. And then in the finally, I'm adding in a new row to the table. So this is the current time I have my table. If I query this time, if I query the table passing this timestamp like that, or else the latest timestamp, it will give me the results of like the one one row. Sorry, is the one row got updated and one row got inserted. But if you wanted to if I wanted to see what was the table status at the timestamp 2, when I pass a query with the timestamp, when I run a query with the timestamp, it is going to give a one record. And then if I wanted to see what is the table status at the beginning of the a table created when I pass the timestamp T1, it's going to give these uh, two records. So we'll see this in action so that we'll comfortable. Okay, for this one, I have created a package structure called the time travel. In this one, I am using the standard program of inserting the rows into the table by creating a table. For the time travel, we don't need to do anything special. All we need to do is just uh, write the data into the table and specify this table type as a copy and write or merge and read. Anything will work. So here I inserted the 5 rows, and then let's delete a row. So in the second Spark job, I am trying to delete. I am reading the table that we created, and I'm deleting the rider F details. So let me delete that one. I have deleted a row into the table, and then let's try to query the table once to find out the timestamps. So yeah, if you see here, uh, okay, I think this is the timestamp. Okay, so this is a timestamp. So here in the previous job, I have deleted a row, so that's why it's not showing up here. So if I this is the timestamp of when I inserted the records first time into the table. So I'm taking this timestamp and I am passing that information to my query. So we will pass that information to that query. To read to find the state of a table at a specific timestamp, I am passing the value as of instance time as this one. So this is at this time I want the table status what it is. So I'm creating a I'm reading the table data and passing the timestamp of that value, and then I'm creating a view and then I'm querying it. So I'm to read the latest data. So I'm just reading the table data as a file, and I'm not passing any values. This always return the latest state of the tables, and I'm creating a view and I'm querying it. Let's go and run it. So when I run this one, I should have the 5 rows written with this one, because I have inserted the 5 rows at that. It's not for 5, sorry, 3 to 5, it's like 8 rows. It should return the 8 rows, because I have, when I'm passing the timestamp of 8 rows inserted, so it should give the 8 rows, and this should give me the 7 rows, because I have deleted one row from the table. Is it the one row? Yeah, rider F. Yeah, we have one row deleted. So let me go and run this Spark job. Mm. So here we pass the timestamp as an as of instance time, so that it will give the results. So let's go to the first query results. So this is the first query results, right? So if you see this one, this is having a rider F information that we deleted in the second Spark job. So, and then it should have this 8 rows, like we have the 8 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. And the second, we are in the second query, we are just reading the latest status of the table. Then we should have the 7 records. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I have 6. Did I have the 2? I think I have the 2 rider F details. Yeah, we have, yeah, sorry. We have the 2 riders F records. So we deleted the 2 records. Then we have the 6. Then our query return the 6 rows. So this is the way we can find the table status at a specified timestamp using the time travel queries. Just to recap before we go, so the snapshot queries will always give the latest records of the table, and incremental queries allow us to find the records between the two timestamps, and the incremental CDC query allow us to what is the status of the table from a given timestamp or compaction or commit time to the latest state of the table, in a way that what is the insert, update or deletes happen. And the time travel queries allow us to find what is the status of the table at a specific time in the lifetime of the table. Hope you are all liking these videos, enjoying these videos. See you in the next video, that is of the read optimized queries, to complete our Hudi query types and move on to the next concepts on the Hudi.